Improvements at the former Osterville Bay School are moving forward. A grant will help pay for a few new buses for the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. And you can find out how your dog could be named Barnstable's best dog. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, April 9th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mannel. Plans to improve the former Osterville Bay School property are moving forward. Community Preservation Committee Chair Lindsay Council updated the Recreation Commission earlier this week. Under the current plan, the school will be demolished, fields will be improved, and eventually a new building will be constructed. The Bay School closed in 2008 and is now badly infested with black mold. Residents are encouraged to share their voices as the process moves forward. A public meeting is set for Tuesday, April 14th at 7 o'clock at the Osterville Village Library. A second meeting will be held May 12th. Well, new buses will help improve service with the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority. Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin gets details from CCRTA Administrator Tom Caher.
So a number of things to talk about today. I want to start with a grant from the Massachusetts Department of Transportation. That means several new buses are coming to the RTA. Tell me a little bit about this grant.
Well, there's a program at the state level called the Mobility Assistance Program, and it's been pretty popular and competitive for the last decade or more. And that's how a lot of the transit authorities, councils on aging, and the like get their vehicles to run throughout the year. And so we apply annually for replacement buses because of the mileage we put on our DOT service. And this week, the state did announce that they're granting us 29 buses, actually. So we did quite well, and I'm pleased that they recognized, that we provide a pretty important service, and so we're quite pleased with that.
That's a pretty significant amount of buses. Will those be kind of distributed throughout different programs that the RTA runs?
Yeah, our operator is MV, and we have 400 square miles that we're responsible for all over the Cape, 15 towns. And, we monitor, obviously, the mileage on our vehicles because once the vehicle reaches 150,000 miles or 7 years of service, it's supposed to retire it. So, they monitor the mileage on all the vehicles and move them around to keep the mileage down, but they'll replace them accordingly. And the other thing is, we get notice of this award, but it usually takes about a year or 15 months before we actually receive the vehicle. So we'll be planning now for the next round of replacement vehicles in the next MAP round.
Great. Well, congratulations on that. A good award. I know that will do good things to improve the services. Tom, I want to talk next about one of your bus drivers, Cheryl McGee. She's going to be honored with a Good Samaritan Hero Award tomorrow at the American Red Cross Heroes Breakfast.
Right. Well, I'm very proud of all the drivers that we have. We really sort of demand, that they are courteous to our customers, and I know that they all take safety measures very seriously, but I've always been amazed at how good our drivers are. But Cheryl, really goes beyond the call of duty. I kid with her almost every day when I see her downstairs, and she's just a really passionate, caring person who loves her job, loves to interact and mingle with the customer, and pays attention to the customer's needs, has become friends with a lot of them. She drives the Villager route here in Barnstable, and she's just a real special lady. And there was an incident on the bus recently where this gentleman, who she knew quite well from her daily driving him from one part of the town to the other, thought that he was a little bit off that day and didn't act in his normal way. And she has such a rapport with him that she really didn't think she should drop him off at the particular stop where he was heading to. So she took him back to the Hyannis Transportation Center here, and at that time he had a seizure. So in essence, she sort of saved his life because he got the medical treatment he needed, and she went on about her business like she does every day. But she's emblematic of a lot of our drivers, but she's a special driver, certainly, and a very good friend of mine.
Absolutely, and then the young man, Henry, of course, is a good friend of ours here at Barnstable this morning. We know him very well, and we know how grateful he is to Cheryl, for helping him on that day. So I think really wonderful that she is going to be honored tomorrow at the Heroes Breakfast. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I was pleased to hear that, too. The Red Cross recognized it. I mean, it really is significant. I mean, a lot of us drivers around the country would have just done their job, let him off, but she genuinely cared about his well-being, and it's another example of a good story from our drivers down there.
Last thing I want to talk about, Tom, is the Innovative Transit Technology Challenge. I understand that the RTA and Bridgewater State University were awarded this award. So tell me a little bit about what this is all about.
Well, the Federal Transit Administration has they have various meetings and events throughout the year, and their annual event was recently in Hartford. And during the year, you had the opportunity to make the case that we are working hard to improve technology, because in the transit world, the technology is evolving constantly and becomes very important in terms of letting people know where the bus is, and what time the bus will be arriving, if there's any kind of delays, that type of thing, and the ability to find your bus on your phone and the like. That the technology is changing constantly, and I've been very proud of the effort that we put forward. Going back long before I even got here, Larry Harmon and others were way ahead of the curve, I think, in introducing a lot of real-time technology, and that has just continued to get better. I think that even when I was at the state, I recognized Cape Cod RTA as one that was far ahead of everybody else with their outside-the-box thinking and technology and trying to improve transit for the customers down here. And so we continue to do that with software and real-time technology, and we've got displays around the Cape and in our building here telling where the train is at a particular time, where the buses are, where the intercity carriers are. And FTA thought that was quite impressive and awarded us an award for it. So we were very proud and pleased about that as well.
Absolutely, and that real-time technology is so helpful. Tom, I'm at the community college frequently, and I see the big display board in the cafeteria there. And I remember back in when I was going to school in the 90s, they didn't have that, and you never knew where the bus was going to be. And so such a valuable, valuable resource for people to be able to say, okay, this is where it is, and I know I didn't miss it, and that I need to get out of my spot at this time. So that's really a very useful tool.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, we've tried to be work very closely with Cape Cod Community College. We had a meeting recently over there with the president, President Cox, and talked about that as well as shelters and other things. We're trying to, have a real close relationship with the education community and transportation. So, yeah, we've got displays over there and a lot of other things. So I thank you for your acknowledging it.
And we will bring you coverage of that American Red Cross Heroes Breakfast Friday on our show. Well, does your dog have what it takes to be Barnstable's best dog? Now is the time to send a photo of your family dog in order to enter Barnstable's Best Dog Contest. The contest is a fun reminder that it's time to register your dogs. All you have to do is send in your dog's photo with your name and address on the back, along with a check for your license to enter. The contest ends on April 30th. Be sure to include a copy of your pet's current rabies certificate and a self-addressed stamped envelope. And of course, don't forget to stop by the town clerk's office and vote. Well, be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will have our weekly arts and culture segment. We'll chat with Natural Resource Officer Amy Croteau. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.